Absolutely.
Okay, thank you for joining. Today is Happy Pocket Book Review, and we are going to start somewhere where we left off, trying to find it. So just bear with me. Why don't we talk about, let's see, the self, the architect of the universe. Oh, I think we're over there. The problem is I've yet to have recorded the other one. I'd rather to post it, and so I'm not 100% sure where we left off.
I can recall.
Cannot recall, huh?
Now, if you just put the pages on the screen, if you share your screen.
I'm not sharing my screen. Okay. I don't need to be on the VPN. All right. Hopefully, I'm going to disconnect from my VPN. Hopefully, that won't hurt this recording. Let me know if I. Can you still hear me? Can you still hear me?
What is everyone today?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Let's make sure this recording is still going on. Yeah. Yeah. So gratitude seals the deal. I know we did that. Mm-hmm. Consciousness, you experience what you are awake to. I believe we did that. I think we were at the self, the architect of the universe, but we didn't get far last time, right?
No.
Do you remember?
Okay. Let me see.
I believe we started this. I'm not sure if we finished it though. So we can go over it again. Sorry, no problem. But this time we're gonna try and get. Yeah, I know we didn't get past this.
Yeah,
we didn't get in there. All right, so I'm gonna start this chapter over because last time I was. See, we've been making this 8 o'clock every time, and now it's just not convenient for me. So I had to make it 9 o'clock. So what we'll do is we'll start right here at the self, the architect of the universe.
Yeah.
Okay. So let me just increase this size here. Okay, thank you again for joining and being with us today. Appreciate everybody who attends and who watches the replays. And today we're going to talk about the self, the architect of the universe. This is in the book Happy Pocket Full of Money. And let's just get started. It is now time to look at first cause, that from which everything arises. Know thyself. So has it been said throughout the ages. Yourself, your spirit, or your soul, whatever you are used to referring to it as, is the real you. The rest are just your tools. Your personality and body and ego are just temporary tools of yourself, that which will always remain even after you drop everything else. Your self is first cause of your entire world, according to the author. Any state you find yourself in must be caused by self. Your thoughts come from yourself. Your desires come from yourself. Can you think of anything in the world that does not arise from the spirit? Nothing can exist outside of the spirit. Nothing can exist outside of life. Even wealth has first cause. Now you see why it is crucial to know what spirit is, so that you may know what? Okay. Now that you, okay, sorry, I lost my spot. I thought you were saying something. Now you will see why it is crucial to know what spirit is, so that you may know how to be more in touch and aware of first cause in your life, so that you may create the experience of wealth and happiness in your life. We have already touched on spirit many times before in this book, especially when we were referring to states of being. Now we shall look at two aspects of self. One is the actual spirit side of you and about life. We shall go into that very briefly. The other is a general overview of things you do here as a personality that are healthy for you and yourself, and are helpful to the having of wealth and happiness. You are first cause. So is going to look at two aspects of self. The first, the actual spirit side of you and about life, and then what he considers the the other is general overview of things you do here as a personality that are healthy for you. So let's get into it. People attract what they are, not what they want. They attract what they love and what they fear. They sustain what they judge and condemn. What they resist persists. What they accept and examine mindfully releases them. What they truly believe is what becomes real in their lives. I am wealth. I am abundance. I am joy. See good in everything. I look at the light and you will never see, look at the light and you will never see the dark. I am wealth. I am abundance. I am joy. Change is the only constant in the universe. Everything changes at every moment. Life is all about change, and with change comes growth. You will one day leave even your own body. You can never truly own anything here on earth. Thinking that you own something results in that thing owning you. The thought of ownership causes resistance to change.
Now that are really, Ahmed, I'm sorry. We could discuss things as we
Yes,
read. Right?
yes, we can.
Yeah. So this is the thing that I really, it's kind of a dilemma. This, what does he mean? Or the author means by, the sense of ownership, and how can we cooperate that with being like I'm wealth, I'm abundance, I'm joy.
Yep.
I have not read the book, so you probably read it.
I've not.
I
This
mean,
is my first time, actually. So,
really?
yeah.
Okay, as much as you know.
Mm-hmm. Why don't we finish this paragraph and then we'll see if we can, if it'll answer it for us. Okay.
Absolutely, sure. No, because we went through it last week. That's why. That's why I was
Yeah, it's okay. Just so it's fresh in our mind. Okay. So change is the
sure.
only constant in the universe. Everything changes at every moment. Life is all about change, and with change comes growth. You will one day leave even your own body. You can never truly own anything here on earth. Thinking that you own something results in that thing owning you. The thought of ownership causes resistance to change, resistance to the workings of the mighty universe in its infinitely intelligent fashion. The minute, the minute you start thinking you own something, it owns you. For you to enjoy and use prosperity and wealth wisely and fruitfully, you should replace the idea of ownership with one of temporary custodianship of something, or having the use of something, or of keeping something, of taking care of something. This is what puts you ready to go with the flow without loss and suffering when the time comes for change to work its inevitable ways. So much suffering is caused by resistance to change. Resistance to change shows that a person believes that it is possible to not have a thing, to lose something, yet on a higher level, on this level of spirit, you have it at all times. So you have it all at all times. So now, why don't you rephrase your question, knowing that you know what we have just read right there?
So what are we doing out here? That's the question. What are we doing? Like, if we not like, for example, like how do you incorporate that to what are we doing in matter of like collecting stuff and making leads, paying for this, paying for that, going up the ranks. You see, you see what I know I'm not being articulate about it, but
I
you
get
probably
it.
get, yeah. Go
That's
ahead.
a good question. So, um, it's like this. We we increase our consciousness so that we are awake to wealth, and we allow ourselves to experience those things that God has intended us to experience. We open our minds so that we can have those goals that are larger than us. Okay. For example, in the system that I'm a part of, we have, you know, a charity that we deal with. So it's actually we help build water wells. Um, but that's not just it. I mean, that's on a large scale, but also e- enabling ourselves um, to accomplish all those things that we maybe never thought we could. You know, by increasing in the ranks and all that stuff that you mentioned, and basically earning those potential earnings that we might not have had before, or at least we hadn't experienced yet. See, according to the author, God has given us all things all the time, but it's a matter of our increasing our awareness and allowing those things to come to us, so that we
But at the
believe.
same time,
Yeah,
detach ourselves from ownership.
yeah, detach yourselves from ownership. So it's kind of like goes with tawakkul. You do the things that you need to do to get what you want, but you leave it up to God, so that whatever result comes your way, it suffices you.
Correct.
Okay, and also you embrace change. Embracing change allows us to not suffer from having a unmet expectation, knowing that whatever is going to come to us will come to us. It's kind of like understanding qadr. Um,
Yes.
and so you know that, like, well, everything that's going to happen to us is already written. لا يصيبنا إلا ما كتب الله لنا. And and it's funny. I have this little gate in my mom's room, and I'm in my parents' house. The cat just opened it and he got out. Anyway, that's crazy cat. Anyway, so embrace change,
Mhm.
and don't feel that even if you're not experiencing the thing that you want, don't feel like you are lacking it. Know that it's coming to you in due time, and it's like it says here that the universe or God works in its own ways. God has His own plan for things. أنت تريد وأنا أريد وإن
Correct.
الله يفعل ما يريد, right? وإن الله يفعل ما يريد. So you desire to do something, I desire to do something, but God does whatever He desires. Right? So that's embracing that and being detached from the actual results, without feeling like, okay, I own this. Because you might feel like, oh, I have this job, I own that job, I'm that's me, I got that. But then tomorrow you might get laid off, and then
So
you're
it's
gonna be
like detach
suffering.
from titles, detach from titles, detach from.
Detach yourself from
Like,
titles.
for example, I got a car. For example, I own that car. Um, how can, what does that? I mean, I don't get it. Like when you emphasize on.
So you do what you can
Yeah,
to use that car, that amana, for your own livelihood, knowing that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can take that car away at any time, you know,
sure.
in a minute, you know. It reminds me of the story of one of the Sahabiyat who her husband was out in a ghazwa, and she had just recently given birth to a baby boy,
Hmm.
and I don't remember the name. You might know, maybe Rafa, you're there, Thank you for joining. So he
Yeah.
came back from a ghazwa,
Hmm.
and then you know she had put the baby boy into the crib, or whatever, like to put him to sleep rather, and
Hmm.
but he actually ended up passing away. And so when her husband came back, she didn't tell him immediately. She ended up,
Salama and Abu Salama.
it was Salama.
Salama is the wife of the Prophet after Abu Salama passed away. Yes. Go ahead, Akhi. Yeah, let's benefit. Go ahead.
Was it after or before? It was with Abu Salama,
Yeah, before he passed away. Yeah, but I know. But
right?
yeah,
When
go
she
ahead.
was married to Abu Salama,
Uh-huh.
she ended up basically comforting her husband when he came back home, and after they kind of relaxed, she told her husband, hey, if your neighbor loaned you an item and then asked for it back, what would you do? He said, well, I'll give it back to him. She said, well, your Lord has loaned you, or basically, I'm just paraphrasing in my own words,
Yeah.
but this is the gist of it. She said, your Lord has loaned your son to you, and then he has asked for it back. Go ahead and bury your son. Okay. So you know, at first he was like taken aback at how she could not tell him right away, and like and you know,
Right.
let him in the house and all this stuff, you know, welcome him home and all that, like she should as a wife, but then not give him the bad news until kind of after he cooled down. He told the Prophet, and Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, well, you know what, she did, you know, a very strong thing, a very wise thing, you know, because you have to ease people into it. But here's the point. The point is that she herself was detached, you know, from her
Mm-hmm.
own son. I mean, you know, obviously it's her son. She was grieving, and she
Mm-hmm.
wanted her husband to also have that detachment. Know that things change. Nothing in this life
Right.
is everlasting. Everything is ephemeral. Everything is temporary. Okay, and you have to be able to take the good with what you perceive as with what you perceive as the bad. You know,
Yeah.
it also reminds me of Salat al-Istikhara, you know, when you ask God for whatever is good for me, please make it, you know, easy for me and give me blessings in it. And whatever is bad for me, take it away from me and take me away from it. And just replace it with whatever's good and make me satisfied with whatever you replace it with, you know.
Right.
So it's like having that detachment, having that acceptance of whatever God puts in your path, you know, and also continuing
Mm-hmm.
to have the ambition for greater things in life, knowing that you can experience whatever God has for you in store for you. You know, that's how I always
Mm-hmm.
take this from my, you know, current beliefs, you know, perspective, but that's how I see it. What do you think?
Yes, yeah. As you speak, I was reading. Yeah, so like when he said to replace the idea of ownership as one of temporary custodianship of
Custodianship.
something or having the use of. Hmm.
It's an amana.
Yes, just so anything because as you know now, as you speak, you need to, I need to ask these questions so that I'm asking, I'm learning from my questioning,
And you're
I'm
making me
learning
think
from
about
what
it
you
too.
say, I'm learning from what
Thank you.
exactly. See, and yeah, yes, thank you, and yeah, so it makes sense. Like you came to this world on your own, right? You didn't come with anything, and you're gonna leave without. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying? So whatever you
exactly.
is something that, as you said, yeah. So whatever
Whatever
you
empires
gain,
you
you're
may
gonna leave behind.
amass, you need to know that those things
Right.
are going to be gone, right? Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly.
Okay.
Yes. All right. Go
I
ahead,
am
brother.
wealth. I am abundance. I am joy. What are you holding yourself back for? You have it all. You can experience any part of yourself that you choose, so long as you choose to and choose believingly. With faith, everything is possible. It is all yours anyway. I am wealth. I am abundance. I am joy. What are you waiting for? I am wealth. I am abundance. I am joy. Calmness is a fruit of wisdom acquired over time. Calmness affords true control and precision of thought. I am wealth. I am abundance. I am joy. Celebrate life. I am a wealth. I am abundance. I am joy. Fear of the unknown is paralyzing, yet totally unnecessary. Only in the unknown can you find growth, freshness, and creation. The known, the past, is already experienced. It is gone. A past moment is a moment gone, lingering only in our memories. Sometimes we keep recreating the past over and over again, sustaining it out of fear of losing it. But new growth, new creation lies only in the unknown. Learn to love and cherish the gift and power of the unknown. Choose this, and you will find yourself traveling on a wonderful journey of exploration and growth. Remember always that yourself knows everything. Nothing is unknown to it. It is only your ego with its limited vision of space time, which knows that only fractions of the all. Trust your spirit. Yourself can never harm you. Yourself, your body and ego, all suffering is caused by fear and believing strongly in the illusions of this world. Let go. So yeah, you know, when he talks about yourself knows everything, I kind of, you know, take that as, you know, you have that relationship to the one, you know, God who knows everything, right? And that you have that direct relationship to it. So that means you want something, or rather you desire to experience something, then make supplication, you know, make supplication, and that let that thing come into your life, you know. um and don't be believing the illusions of the world. Don't get lost. Don't lose that relationship. It's like uh, لا تغركم حياة الدنيا. Basically it's like, don't allow the illusions of this world, the deception of this world, to to elude you. Don't let this world put you away from your relationship with the one, with God, right? The one who can give you everything that you ever desired, right? And inshallah, may God you know grant us paradise, right? So that we have all of our desires, right? And just know this life is completely temporary. So let's just experience what we can, whatever God allows us to experience, and having that relationship with our spirit to God, with a direct relationship where we can speak to God, ask God for what we desire, and be guided, you know, and believe
A quick
strongly.
question, guys.
Hmm.
Quick question. I just received a call. Did you hear me talking on the phone? I just want to know if I
No,
receive a call
I
during
heard
the call.
something at first, and then saw that you were muted. I was speaking over
Okay.
you for like a minute there. I don't know. I know it was not audible though.
Understood.
Okay, don't worry about it.
Awesome. Okay.
I am wealth. I am abundance. I am joy. The unknown carries tremendous opportunities, knowledge, potential, and rewards. Step into it often. I am wealth. I am abundance. I am joy. Consistency of purpose, curiosity, confidence, courage, cheer, certainty of intention. This is all good stuff. Man, it reminds me of Christy Ord's reply to how did you guys become six-figure earners in like, few months. She said, uh something to the effect of, I think it was like certainty. Oh man, she said like some of these words here, you know, and it just reminded me of what she said. Basically have that consistent intention, the certainty of intention. I think it was certainty of intention is what I think she said.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like you know exactly what you're going for, exactly. You know exactly why. You have a strong enough why that you can take all the actions that are gonna get you where you want to go, right? And you believe that you can get there too, as opposed to you're not sure. Okay, here the previous paragraph just talked about how fear will paralyze people. They just
Can you go
they
up?
don't
Can
believe in
you go
themselves.
back a little bit?
Yes, fear of the unknown is paralyzing, yet totally unnecessary. Okay, uh, can you hear me? Because internet is unstable.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Okay. But it's only in the unknown that you can find that growth, freshness, and creation. Okay, the known, the past is already experienced, it's gone, it doesn't matter anymore. No
Right.
point harping on the past. The past moment is a moment gone, lingering only in our memories. Sometimes we keep recreating the past over and over again, sustaining it out of fear of losing it, but that's not necessary. New growth, new creation lies only in the unknown. So embrace it. Embrace change, embrace the unknown, embrace the things that make you scared, and just go for it. Learn to love and cherish the gift and power of the unknown. People have been asking me, "Oh, Ahmed, my ads are not performing. I've not been getting leads. What do I do? I've
Right.
tested 2 or 3 split tests." I say, keep split testing. You don't know which audience is going to give you the right, going to give you good
Right.
results. You keep split testing that. You keep, changing the audience up, changing the interest, changing the whatever, make another ad. You know, you don't know. What you do know is that what you didn't work. So don't keep doing it. Grow. You know, you're afraid you're going to lose some money. Well, that's life. Don't be
Part of it.
attached to that
You
money.
gotta invest something
You
to
got to
gain
invest
something.
something so that you can, reap the benefits. You know,
Right.
I have many ads that I put out there that I spent 30, $50. Nothing. Got nothing from them. I had one ad, I got like 1,000 leads. So
Mm,
yeah, like they say, you are one ad away from your first 10K. That's what we believe in.
true.
That's what's true. But you don't know which ad it is. So you got to keep, and that when I say which ad, I mean like which ad set, which audience, which exact configuration. You don't know which one is going to hit the jackpot, but you know that you can. You just keep trying. The
Right.
unknown carries tremendous opportunities. knowledge, potential, and reward. Step into it often and learn from it quickly, as fast as you can. Consistency of purpose, curiosity, confidence, courage, cheer, certainty of intention. This is all good stuff. I am wealth. I am abundance. I am joy. What are you holding back for? I am wealth. I'm abundance. I'm joy. Let go. I am wealth. I'm abundance. I am joy. At every moment and situation, with every thought and action, ask yourself two things. Is the greatest version of the grandest vision I have ever had of myself? Oh, is this the greatest version of the grandest vision I've ever had of myself? And what would love do? Then adjust your thoughts and actions based on the answers to these two questions. This is actually where we ended last time. So this is a very fast way to grow in all areas of your life. So I am wealth, I am abundance, I am joy. Question everything and rule out nothing. Think outside the box. Be willing to suspend everything you know. You cannot discover new things until you stop telling those new things what you think they should be. Tell them, let them tell you what they really are. I am wealth, I am abundance, I am joy. Exercise your body daily. Your body is an energy system and an extension of your mind. Exercising opens up the energy channels in your mind and body. Remember, thought is energy and your mind is all over your body. In every cell of your body, not just in your brain. Exercising your body every day makes your mind and thoughts as a great deal better. Okay. I am wealth. I am abundance. I am joy. Change is the only constant. Love it. Embrace it. Find its gifts that it brings to you. Change. It is the only game there is anyway. The game of life. The game of changes. I am wealth. I am abundance. I am joy. To the extent that a person has and exercises their wealth of consciousness, that person finds themselves in the company of opportunities, businesses, situations, and people that enable them to manifest into physical the amount of wealth consciousness they have and choose to exercise. Let me say it again. To the extent that a person has and exercises their wealth consciousness, that person finds themselves in the company of the opportunities, business situations, and the people that enable them to manifest into physical the amount of wealth consciousness they have and choose to exercise. So what you focus on, it becomes a reality. Luck and coincidences have nothing to do with it. What some people call luck and coincidences is the precise execution of an infinitely intelligent universe that works in amazing ways to fulfill exactly what we imagine ourselves to be believingly. So I said universe, and it's like, well, God makes the universe, put things in our path, makes things happen in a way that, that he decides. You just got to open yourself up to it. I am wealth. I am abundance. I am joy. You are your own luck. You are also your own barrier to your own success. You are the thing holding yourself back. Think positive thoughts, and you're going to find the positive results. I like what you've done recently, Saleh. I don't know what your intention was other than to just help people, but, you really put yourself out there recently, and I really like that. You showed some action. I'm sure 100% that you're going to get, obviously rewarded by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, either this dunya and or the akhirah, True. So for sure that you're thinking outside the box, you open yourself up to all these different things. I'm sure you must have felt and you must have learned some things that you didn't experience before you did what you did recently.
Subhanallah, it's really, that's why I call it a selfish act,
Yeah.
Anything that you put out in this world, Allah, you give back a lot, like as I was preparing to go through the drive and, like collecting the funds and, preparing the packages and all that, business has been coming to me is like, I cannot even, because I was trying to go the next day, like, okay, like go, like say, for example, tomorrow, go shopping and the next day go out. And I was not able to do that. I had to stop myself and refuse a lot of businesses just to go out. And this is like, and like things were coming to me, I mean, just this is on a micro level, and I know Allah's reward is a lot. It's more higher than that. It's way better than that. And I hope Allah, may Allah make it sincere for His cause.
I mean,
for His sake. But I'm saying, like, on a micro level, like, things working out. Everybody's like, a lot of people that, you see pleasantness. You see it on your kids. You see how pleasant, how obedient they are. Whenever you do something for Allah, you see how the environment, like the people that help me take care of my son, all of that. Yeah, you see that with people like in the streets,
customers, people like, are more understanding and more compassionate. You see like everything around. Plus, you vibrate, because you have this calmness in you, knowing that you did something good for people, because it really, warms your heart, when you do stuff like that for yourself.
Yes,
So, and then, you'll see the impact on the other people around you and all that. Yes, sir.
it's amazing. Reminds me also of another um,
Mm.
either saying or of the Sahaba. They were saying how they were so in tune to their own deeds that when they sinned,
Yeah.
they would see it. They would see the effects of their own deeds in their
Right.
family, in their wives, in their children. You know, so the good that you do,
Right.
if you're a good person, you'll see the effect. Like it just has an effect on life, on other people. That
Exactly.
like you'll
Exactly.
find goodness coming to you when you do good. You know, so it's like it says,
Yes, sir. Yes.
there is no luck. You are your own luck. I am wealth. I am
Sure.
abundance. I am joy. What is can? What is should? What is the line between can and cannot? Should and should not? Is there really such a line? Or do we make it up? I am wealth. I am abundance. I am joy. You are the magic. You are the magic. You make your own reality. I am wealth. I am abundance. I am joy. Change is the order of the universe. Life is change. Growth and revolution is what life is all about. Clinging on to a thing is not only futile, it is harmful to you. You cannot win a game where you resist change. I am wealth. I am abundance. I am joy. Now that you know the truth, the laws that drive the universe unfailingly, hold this truth in your thoughts at all times, and you will not be affected by the physical world again. Okay. Now that you know the truth, the laws that drive the universe unfailingly hold this truth in your thoughts at all times, and you will not be affected by the physical world again. You will become its master instead of its slave. The truth will set you free. I am wealth. I am abundance. I am joy. Life is all about growth, expansion of consciousness. Life, the source, God, never has it by design or plan that you should not expand your consciousness. In fact, the whole design of life is for consciousness to keep expanding. It is in the whole universe's best interest that you expand your consciousness, including your wealth consciousness. Life seeks to express and experience itself to enable that evolution and growth. Wealth, if you consider it clearly, does a whole lot to enable that growth. Once you have wealth, you have freedom to explore many other aspects of life you would not have had a chance to without it. The true nature of all life is to increase life. Anything to the contrary of that is going against life. Your desire for wealth is very natural and necessary for you to move on to higher steps. Not only is it natural, it is fully supported by nature if only you follow the laws of nature. Ancient texts have often said it is the desire of God that you get rich, and nature is friendly to your plans so long as you are in harmony with it. Man, that's some strong stuff right there. It's like the desire of God that you
Right.
get rich. It's like not just the desire of God. It's like I read somewhere else. It's like it is your duty. It is your duty to try and express that part of yourself, that wealth consciousness. It is not only your duty, but like it is the tendency of the universe to make people like that. It is our own selves who block it. You know, like you are.
Subhanallah.
Yeah, I mean that's some strong stuff. If the desire of God is to
Yeah.
keep you rich, well then what are you waiting
Yeah.
for? Let it in. You know, like think,
That's
open
true.
your
As you see, yeah, as you see, like God take care of, taking care of the planet, and the trees keep growing season after season, and
mind. Yeah,
everything prospering. Like, what is wealth really? It's something that just happens, and it's happening to so many things in life. And wealth is not only to human, to animals, to trees, to rivers, mountains. Wealth, it's like happening everywhere. It's just us. We block in this, like with this, with our probably, I don't know, probably nurture. It's not nature. I know that. because you're living, you're still living, but you're limiting yourself by the beliefs that you led to believe that about Allah. Like we being pessimistic with God.
Yep.
Yani, astaghfirullah.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
being too pessimist with with Allah. Yani we thinking because we confuse, because it's like from wrong teachings and lack of understanding of what really God is. We try to say, okay, like we mix, for example, piety with having nothing and
Hmm.
struggling. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like with
Yeah.
zuhud, we mix zuhud with struggle. Where actually, like if you go a couple of pages up, it talks about zuhud is really I'm sorry, what's the English word for zuhud?
It is kind of like letting go of life. Not
Yeah, just letting go
detachment.
of ownership. Like we just talk about it. You just let it. That's what it is. It's not really not having things. It's about just not
Just
letting
go with
go
the
of them.
flow. Just go with the flow.
Huh?
Let things happen. You can continue to have
Exactly.
ambition. You can continue to have ambition at the same time that you're detached from the results of the world.
Exactly.
That is where
Exactly.
people miss the point. They think that you have to have detachment means no ambition. No, it doesn't mean that, you know.
No, that's fine. Yes. Yes, Ahmed.
It says ancient texts have often said it. It is a desire of God that you get rich, and nature is friendly to your plan so long as you are in harmony with it. Okay? You can be in harmony with receiving the sustenance that God has provided at the same time that you don't feel suffering when you don't experience the thing that you wanted, you know?
Yep.
You just think positively. I am wealth, I am abundance, I am joy. Let me just see how far we have here. So
Go ahead. Go ahead.
page 167. I'm going to finish this today.
Is there any other Zoom meetings this evening, or this is it? I mean, like
Just
with
this, but
other
I only
people.
have like 5 more. I don't know how many. I should have. You should have told me that I have 10 more minutes like a few minutes ago, but I didn't see that warning.
Oh,
If it doesn't do that, that's fine.
that's fine.
All right, looks like we have
We
a
can
longer
restart.
time, so I'm not sure if we're going to finish this chapter today, but we'll get as far as we can.
Uh-huh.
I am wealth. I am abundance. I am joy. We live in a realm of reality, a relativity. Sorry, a realm of relativity. Everything else outside of you exists in a most clever way to help you know yourself and recreate yourself anew in your mind. It is most clever because that statement is true for each being. Without short people, a tall person would never know that they were tall. Without a bad person, a good person would never know they were so, and vice versa. You need a frame of reference and an opposite to know what you are and to choose what to become next. The day you start seeing everyone and everything as a bringer of a certain gift for you, and you seek to find out what it is, and you realize you are also there for their self-definition's sake, and you willingly give them as they ask, is the day you will start moving very rapidly toward more wealth. So, okay, well, I want more wealth. So how do we do that? He says, okay, see everyone and everything is a bringer of a certain gift for you. But that's how you perceive. And it's like instead of things happening to you, it happen for you, right? And you seek to find out what is that gift? What is that positive thing? Look for positivity in the world, okay? And you realize that you are also there for their self-definition's sake, okay? And you willingly give them as they ask, right? As you've done. It is the day that you will start moving very rapidly toward more wealth, okay? So, all right, if that's what you got to do, go with the flow, let the things flow back and forth, the giving and receiving, then that's how you're going to get wealth. I want to do that. I'm wealth, I'm abundance, I'm joy. Love yourself, your customers, your world, your family, everyone and everything. Love is the strongest power. I am wealth, I am abundance, I am joy. So you wish to be wealthy. That's great. But who are you? That is a very deep question. Ask yourself, who am I? Your first answer may be, I am Jane, or I am Joe, or whatever your name is. Then you might say something like, I am a 20. I know I've read this before. Actually, I think I read this in a book, something about the centered self or whatever. I can't remember. A book that Rob Handwriter loaned me. I am a 28-year-old female, Croatian, short-tempered but happy, sometimes doubtful but generally confident, and so on. Really? Is that really you? Each of those things started at some point in life. Your parents gave you a name. You acquired your habits, personality, and disposition over time. You were born with few of these things, and you were conceived with none of them. In other words, none of the early things is you. You leave them all here on this plane of existence when you move on to the next plane. So they are not the real you, yourself. They are jackets you wear over yourself, jackets that you take off as time goes by. People change, and some you take off when you leave the earth. Try this. I am a 28-year-old female. Is yourself really 28 years old only? Could it have been there before you were conceived in this earth? Was it definitely male or female? You do not have to know the answers to these questions for you to get wealth. But it is important to recognize that just as we said and saw that you are not your circumstances, you are also not some of the things you have all along thought you were. There's that 10-minute warning. Okay, these jackets are helpful and useful, but sometimes they hold you back. People who identify too much with their jackets, especially negative ones, place themselves in a prison, a box, a position where they are unable to step outside of the box for fearing that their self will be violated or their self is not capable, while all along it isn't their true self. The next time you catch yourself saying, I can't do that because I am blah, 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 and so on, re-examine the I am blah, blah, blah bit and ask yourself whether that is really you or a jacket you picked up along the way, a jacket that you know for sure you will one day take off, a jacket that you might as well take off now. Your body cells change daily. Your thoughts come and go. Your ego and self-image change. They're not the real you. Yourself is a timeless being that takes on all these jackets of illusion. Jackets that should serve you, not hinder you. Jackets that are really under your self-control, although sometimes or often you forgot this. The illusions, the jackets, are very necessary. They are the tools by which your self experiences itself in a physical plane. Think about what you know so far about spirit and quantum physics. All physical objects look separate to our limited five senses, but in fact, they are all part of a large pool of energy that is not separated at all. Spirit is also just one, individuated into individual people. It is individuated, not separated. Like the way the oceans of the world are individuated into waters with different depths and tides and characteristics, yet they are all one ocean. All your spirit knows is love, for it cannot kill or injure itself. It is immortal. It is also all one. It also cannot go broke, for it has everything, pure wealth and abundance. I mean, I'll take it as, this is the spirit part. This is like the ruh that God says, he blew the ruh of Adam, into him. And, the ruh comes from Allah. It's Allah's creation, but it's like got that connection to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and
Right.
through that connection, we can never go broke. And we all were like put forth before Allah so that we could testify that He is the one, the creator, so that all our souls have testified already before they were put into our bodies. Right.
Right.
And then I want to touch on the whole who are you bit. Man, that's a question that a lot of the gurus and stuff would ask themselves, like many multiple thousands of years ago. A lot of East Asian religions would ask themselves that question, and they would sit on that question for like till they died. They just thought about who am I, and they all talk about the self and stuff like that. Well, in that book that I was reading before, it's talking about, well, who are you? You are not that person, that whatever you like, the East, Ethiopian or whatever. You are that soul who's experiencing the life, right? And so, and instead of saying I am a product of my circumstances, you can be like, I am the first cause of my circumstances. I am the one who can perceive things however I want. Things can happen, and I can take that external circumstance and change it to my benefit however I want to. Let's see, where is the timer? There should be a timer somewhere here. Can you see it? Because I'm not seeing it.
What are you talking about?
There's a timer. I don't know where it is.
Oh, I cannot see it. Oh, 6 minutes left, he says.
Okay.
How do you guys see it? Let me see. I do not. I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe because
Thank
I'm
you,
on my
Rafael.
phone.
Thank you. 6 minutes left. That's what I want to know. Cool.
Mhm.
Why is it necessary for the spirit to have an earthly existence then? Imagine that you were born in a very rich land where everyone was super wealthy, no one lacked anything, and all desires were fulfilled instantly. How would you ever experience this thrill of having wealth? It would be impossible. You would know you are wealthy, but this would be meaningless because you've never compared it to being poor, and you've never risen out of poverty and become wealthy. See, you would need to first become broke in the super wealthy land, then appreciate how uncomfortable that felt, then work your way back to wealth and feel the thrill and experience of wealth. You cannot experience something even if you know it unless you create the experience of its opposite. This is a position spirit is in. It knows all but cannot experience it unless it creates a realm of illusion of not knowing and not having. Let us go back to our example. If everything in that super wealthy land were wealth, you would be unable to become poor. You would have to create an illusion where you would see only extremely small segments of your whole world at a time. Instead of seeing that you have a car, a road, house, and a shopping mall all at one go, you would only see the car. The illusion would limit your vision so that you can only see the car at first. Then after working, you start seeing the house, and so on. Then when you see it all, you feel the thrill, the experience of what you already know and have but could not experience. This is the purpose of this earthly physical experience. Another way to look at it is to think of something you really like. Think of your favorite food, or even have a good relationship with your loved one. If you ate your favorite food all the time and every moment of your waking and sleeping, or if you did the same with that relationship, you would see. Can you stop that sound? Maybe okay. Okay, I can't mute you. Do you see how the experience would cease to be an experience if you had it all the time and become a knowing without experience, for it would be all that it is? Your entire eating experience would be comprised of eating that one favorite food, and you would finally know no other eating experience, and the favorite food would cease to thrill. This is a very simple example. It gets very complicated at the highest spirit level, but at least you get the picture. Still not convinced? Here's another example. Do you have time for this, Rafa? I can't see the timer, though. That's why. Rafa, can you nod your head? How much time we have? I think we have it. Here's another. Okay, let's see. 3 minutes. All right. Still not convinced. Here's another example. The experiencing of love. Spirit is immortal and at one with all. It only knows love, but it cannot experience it because there is nothing to experience it against. At the ultimate level of spirit, all that exists is one, and the one knows that it is all one. It has no illusions of separation. This is what some people call God. According to the author, let us think of it as being, life, or the source, the all that is, the I am. All that is, life, being, is exactly that, all. It is not a he or she or it is all. There is nothing else except the one, so there is nothing the one can use to experience itself against unless it individuates itself. The individuation and illusions start at lower levels. It is necessary to create a limited consciousness physical plane where the illusion of separation exists, and it is possible to kill a body and hurt and so on. And in this physical plane where it is possible to act in unloving ways and do harm, love rises, and its fruits and the experience of love are then possible. Now, okay, I get where this is going. It's kind of like the whole Christian theology where it's like, okay, for God to really experience man's struggle, he had to create himself in human form and sacrifice himself and all that. So I would say, God knows everything, can feel everything, whatever. I get what the author's trying to say, though. It's like instilling in ourselves that we had that ability to experience all. It's just that we have those illusions so that we can know how it feels, to not have, but although we have everything, like, because we have access to God's, grace and all his sustenance that he's provided to us. But it's like for ourselves, we have to go through the experience of the not having so that we can appreciate the have, right? So, all right, cool. Now you see that the illusion is very necessary for you anyway. You yourself needs it and use it, not God, right? The only problem comes in when your ego makes you believe in the illusion. The ego is designed to create the illusion of separation. It is necessary, but when the illusion is taken as the reality, it is no longer. Okay, well, we have a minute left.
Let's restart.
We could do that. We could do that. The ego is designed to create the illusion of separation. It is necessary, but when the illusion is taken as a reality, it no longer becomes a tool with which you can experience the greatness of your spirit and all that it has.
Okay, LS2, that's for all I was checking. Okay, I'll be right.
I was like, who is that? All right, well, cool. This is fine. What we'll do is we'll stop here, right? I'll put this little highlight here. And we can pick up